Okay, so here we are at Yellowstone West in the T6 Texan, about to take a flight west just to look at some scenery. You won't have to listen to my voice for very long. I'm just going to run through the startup checks in this aircraft, and then once we're airborne I will shut up. So let's get going. I've started the aircraft in the cold and dark state, and I've loaded full tanks of fuel. So we'll take off the controls lock, we're going to remove the wheel chocks, take off the tie downs, leave the sunglasses on, that's very important. Take off the pitot cover. Okay, so starting with I'm going to use the full checklist here rather than the checklist that's actually in the pop-up panel. It's probably just me being thick, but I tend to find that I miss a few things if I don't use that. So takeoff and landing gross weight and balance. Sorry, this is the pre-flight checklist. Takeoff and landing gross weight and balance, we've done that. Fuel and oil have checked. Weight and balance forms, pretend that we filled those in. Belts, harnesses and shoulder harnesses lock, we've done that. Seat and rudder pedals nicely adjusted, yeah. Parking brake is set. Fuel quantity gauges 70 in the left, 70 in the right, so that's good. Flap handle is in the correct position, which is up. Flap indicator is showing that the flaps are up. The landing gear handle is down, and the gear position indicator, we're going to check that now by switching on the battery, and we are going to switch on nav lights, and here we are, we've got a couple of greens there, so that's good. Now we're going to take off actually no, we're going to, no, we will take that off. It will become apparent in a moment. Emergency gear down, lock handle is down, or forward rather. Carb air control is cold. Manifold pressure drain valve is closed. Generator switch is on, and then that should always be on in this aircraft. All remaining switches are off. Circuit breakers are in. Altimeter, accelerometer and clock. Something I will do at this point is just check the heading, because that's sometimes 194, 194. Let's just check what the current okay, so with 3032, which is what we have not got in here, so let's just 30 32. Okay, we've got that set in the box. Just finding my right here, and accelerometer over here. We're just going to reset that. Clock is showing the correct time. Right, make a quick note of the manifold reading here, which is 23.7. Just make a quick note of that. 23.7. Radios, just check we have got everything off there. Yep, that's good. Okay. Cockpit air temp valves, we can leave those as they are for the time being. Right, we're going to pull the prop through. In the manual checklist it says 4 blades. On the pop-up checklist it says 9 blades, but seeing as we're using the manual one, we're going to go for 4 blades. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Happy with that. Right, just for the purposes of the physical controls here, I'm just going to cycle. There we go. Get those all nicely synced up. So firstly we need throttle cranked. Then we need mixture at full rich, and then we need propeller at full decrease. This is where you would leave it in shutdown, so this is where it should be when we start off, and it will just help to make sure that there's enough oil being used to actually lubricate the engine as it's starting before some of it starts going out to the propeller. We're going to just check, we haven't put that on yet, so put that as full left. I'm just going to wobble up a bit of pressure, so hopefully the fuel pressure valve at some point should start moving. Sorry, not fuel, oil. Fuel. Get it right. Okay, so we've got no pressure, so that's interesting. We have got that on. Ah, of course. We've got no power on yet, so let's just... what I will do at this point is I'm going to put on the GPU, the ground power unit. Now, there we go, we see some pressure indicated over here. We're going to prime 4 times, 2, 3, 4. Get rid of that. We're now going to start. We're going to count 4 blades. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 both mags. Might need a bit more priming. Oh, here we go. Settle it back to 500-600 on the RPM. There we go. And let's switch to headset. There we go. Okay, we're now on the headset. So we're going to lock the... that's already done. The throttle, we're looking for 500 to 600 RPM. There we go. Oil pressure, straight away we're doing okay there, so we're going to advance the... You're looking for a minimum of 40. We're going to advance the propeller now to full increase. We're going to disconnect the GPU. Need to get that screen up again. And straight over onto battery. Good. Okay, warm up. We've already advanced the... I've jumped ahead there a bit, advancing the propeller to full increase. Throttle we now want 1200 to 1400. So let's go somewhere in the middle. Smooth RPMs. Avionics switch we're now going to engage. We won't bother with the radio because we're not actually using ATC today. But for the sake of it we'll switch these things on. Fuel select we're now going to put to right. And generator we're going to see, looking at the amps here, we're just going to do a quick check of the generator, so it should cut out at 1000. There it goes, and then back in again at about 1250. There we go, so that's good, that's working nicely. Okay, let's check some of the we'll do some of the ground tests. So we're going to check the flaps, so we're just going to lower them now. Check this. We're looking here at the pressure to make sure that's okay. That's good, that's fine. And now we're going to raise them in steps just to make sure that there's no creepage. What was a bit previous there? Okay. That's good. Okay, happy with that. Knocked the throttle there momentarily while I was fiddling with that. Let's keep it heating up. Okay, next thing we're going to put the carb heat on, and then we're checking to see that the manifold pressure here increases.
November 5455 Hotel. Cleared to Kilo Sierra Hotel Romeo. Your report is filed. Climate maintained 17,000. Departure frequency is 132.4. Squawk 2202. Clearance void 30 minutes from now. November 5455 Hotel.
I'm just going to turn this radio off.
Airport test filed.
Traffic.
Oh, it's all coming to light. I'm not used to this one. This is the Flight1 GTN650. I haven't used it a great deal. Okay, let's leave it at that. I'm not going to fiddle that too much. Let's put it into map mode. Right, so where do we get to? So we've done the flaps check. Oh yes, the manifold. So we're looking to see an increase there when we put the carpet on. And that is going to be as the air increases in there we go, as the air increases, as it heats, increases pressure I should say. There we go, so that's working well. Instruments, okay, we've done some setting up there, but that's looking good. Cylinder temperature isn't quite where we want it yet. Still need the oil still needs to heat up somewhat. And ignition switch with RPM at 700. We're going to do this very quickly to check that the engine ceases firing. This is one of my least favourite bits because you expect it's going to go, so let's check. It should stop firing. Yep. Okay, that worked. Phew, engine didn't die. Okay, so we're going to put our RPMs back up again. And let's just wait for this to warm up a bit. What I am going to do is, without putting too much pressure on the aircraft, I'm going to taxi. Okay, so we've got no wind at all. I'm using Active Sky as the engine. And I've got Rex Skyforce 3D installed for the clouds. So anyway, we can really pick any runway we want. Let's go down that where I saw some of the AI aircraft. Make sure we don't bump into our private jet there. Important thing is we don't over rev the engine while it's still warming up. Need to treat it gently. Gonna nip in front of him, a bit naughty, but I've also got Ultimate Traffic Live running, and as you can see there's quite a lot up there. Let's just do some S-turns to make sure we're not going to bang into anybody. Now that we're sandwiched in between two aircraft, I have absolutely no idea how the AI will behave. He's doing a go around, so I don't know if the AI is going to come running into the back of us or whether it knows to stop. was the brake check, but you have to do a quick brake check. Okay, the fella that was at the end has miraculously disappeared, which is good because he was in our way. What I am going to do, or need to do, because I haven't got it written down, so I should say in my checklist I have a little cheat sheet that I put together. I haven't got as far yet as actually doing the anything beyond the taxiing checks, so once we stop here I'm going to do the run-up checks, and then that's when I will need to revert to that. Right, just brake it a little bit. Okay, let's just hold her steady there. Okay. Right, holds the brakes in. Where's matey boy? There he is. Be interested to see what he does when he gets as far as here. Wrong panel. There we go. Right. Let's go to run up. We've done the hydraulic system check already. We're now going to throttle up to 1600. We're going to cycle the prop. Okay, look, got a drop in RPM. Okay, that's good. Still kind of perplexed by these engine temperatures, but as they're not in the red, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I was expecting that to be a bit higher, that's all. Prop cycle carb heat, we've done that, we've checked through R3M. We're going to go to 2000 revs. Yeah, everything is looking okay. Check the mags. Good. We're going to pull the mixture back a bit. Okay, let's put that back in and throttle back to idle. Where's our friend? Okay, he's gone. Oh no, he's just over there. So it looks like he's not moving anywhere, perhaps because of us. Okay, controls. It's looking good. Quick look behind. Yeah, rudder is good. Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't sure about rudder for a moment. The flaps are up. Right, elevator. At the trim we want at 11 o'clock. Rudder I'm going to leave as it is. I tend not to worry about that too much. So I just realised the rudder's going in the wrong direction here. Elevator. There we go. Okay. So we start to warm up a little bit on here. Just going to give that more of a chance to get it a little bit hotter before we jump in. So I'm not putting any kind of flight plan into the box. We are going to head west over towards Red Rock Lakes National Wildlife Refuge, because it's rather picturesque and it's great little trip in this aircraft. Okay, we're going to go now. This is at the bottom of the green, so I'm quite happy with that. Oil temperature is green, oil pressure is good, fuel pressure is good. Okay, happy with that. Okay, Let's turn the landing lights on before we enter the runway. So I'm going to quick check the lights down here. So nav on. Let's put everything on. Strobe and put the pitot heat on. What do we got? Oh, we've got something on finals. We've got one going around by the looks of it. Interesting. Maybe I should be using air traffic control. Okay, what's he doing? He's just floating in the overhead. Okay, let's take the runway. Let's wait for our little friend to vacate.
Traffic.
So just need to knock the nose around a bit because otherwise I won't be able to see him. There we go. He started moving forward now. That's interesting. So obviously the AI does know a little bit about not getting in the way or not causing conflict. There he goes. He's just turning off now. Yeah, good. Okay. So from now on you'll be glad to know this is the bit where I shut up. Positive ready to climb, gear up. As close as can it be.
Traffic.